This time of year, people equate madness to basketball, but ask Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and there's nothing more maddening than putting up 4 goals in the season opener only to fail to score a goal in their first home match of the regular season. The good news is they got another shot to make a good first impression on the Switchbacks faithful here in 2019 as they take on a San Antonio FC team that has given up their fair share of goals through 2 matches. Good evening and welcome to Widener Field. Ryan Kaufman alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, look, 2 weeks in, no reason for anyone to panic at this point, but the Switchbacks are definitely going to want to put a couple of balls in the back of the net today.
Yeah, they're certainly going to want to channel what they did in Los Angeles in the opening week of the season. They got to score some goals. They got to get the win. It's a tough San Antonio team. It's a tough matchup, so we'll see what they bring tonight.
Well, in San Antonio, they certainly overall through 2 games haven't had trouble scoring goals, but it's the other side of the coin that's been a problem for them.
Yeah, they've been giving up goals like a sieve. I mean, it's been an absolute disaster at the back for San Antonio FC. They're a quality organization. They're a quality team. I expect them to shore that up, and I expect them to be ready to play this evening.
Well, this is always a matchup where we expect a tightly contested game as we take a look at the head-to-head series all time. Nothing between them, and then, of course, who can forget that epic U.S. Open Cup match where they went to PKs. Unfortunately, San Antonio won, but these 2 teams always well-matched.
Yeah, just as you said, such a close matchup between these 2 teams, whether it's in San Antonio, whether it's here at Widener Field in beautiful Colorado Springs. Always a tight game, always a good, exciting game of soccer.
Well, and the next time these 2 teams play won't be till the season finale, so certainly they'll want to get that bragging rights early on here. And as we take a look individually at the 2 players that we'll take a look at today for San Antonio, international call-ups wreaking a little bit of havoc, but there is still talent there, and especially with this man.
Yeah, Lance Lang, he's played for Jamaica before. Speaking of international call-ups, he's got a ton of quality. He can score goals, he can create as well. That's exactly what San Antonio is going to need tonight here in Colorado Springs.
Like we said, no real problem scoring goals here so far, but with a couple of international call-ups, some other guys need to step up, just like Lang. And on the other side, for Switchbacks FC, somebody that's going to see his former team, and that is Mike Seth.
Yeah, Mike Seth, he was absolutely fantastic, as you can see right here in the opening week win, scoring 4 goals. Not him, of course, the Switchbacks scoring 4 goals against Los Angeles Galaxy 2 in Carson, California. Mike Seth, such a dangerous weapon. He really links things between defense and attack for the Switchbacks FC. He's going to be the key man up top today for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, facing his former club, but all he wanted to talk about this week was getting a win for the home fans before they take a mini 2-game road trip. He'll shake some hands, he'll high-five some guys, and then it's all business for the Wolverine trying to get the Switchbacks their first home win of 2019. Well, when we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and kickoff between Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and San Antonio FC.
Macy, what is it?
Charity killed our mother. This can't be.
What if Charity's been lying to us this whole time?
Macy, where are you? You killed my mother. Don't be afraid.
Charmed. Watch Sunday at 8 on SoCo CW.
911, what's your emergency?
We have multiple structure fires. Please send everything you have.
My son's upstairs.
Do you know which room?
Incoming! Alex! Get out of the trucks! Go, go, go!
Monday at 8 on Fox 21.
Maybe Murphy can be the face of this company.
Oh, that's a great idea.
She doesn't do anything except eat candy bars and take naps.
I think blacking out would be a little easier when you're blind.
How does it feel to not care about anyone but yourself?
You're a drunk mess.
She's in the middle of a crisis.
Does it look like I have my life together?
I see you looking.
So you want to do it?
What?
Sex.
In the dark.
When a storm for the record books moved through Colorado, we didn't waste time telling you, we're going to be in storm mode, we're going to be in a breaking weather alert. Instead of flash and gimmicks, we focused on the impacts. Who's going to get rain? Who's going to get snow? Where the wind would be strongest and how strong it would be when travel would become dangerous and life-threatening. If you want a level-headed approach that lets you and your loved ones know what to expect in a way that respects your time and intelligence, the Fox 21 Storm Team's got you covered.
To Widener Field, getting you ready for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks and San Antonio FC. Ryan Kaufman and Roland Vargas with you. Time for our Children's Hospital Colorado player walkout. As Roland, we see the Switchbacks and San Antonio make their way out on the field. Now let's see how they line up. First of all, for San Antonio, their lineup presented by Texas Roadhouse. Cardoni is in goal, has Green, Yarrow, Akon, and Hernandez in front of him. You have Jamison, Barmby, Pirano, and Lang in the midfield, and then Ever Guzman up top for San Antonio and head coach Darren Powell. And for Switchbacks FC, Andre Rawls will be in goal tonight. Chris Reeves, Kofi Opari, Ish Jome, and Jordan Burt in front of him. Ronnie Argueta, Jordan Schweitzer, Alex Milano in the midfield. Malcolm and Seth flanking Saeed Robinson up top. Switchbacks going to be wearing their predominantly home black kits. San Antonio wearing their white road jerseys, and we are now underway. Switchbacks FC getting shut out last week in their home opener, looking to get their first home victory of 2019. This is the first road game for San Antonio. They took a point from 2 matches down in San Antonio, as Chris Reeves plays that to the far side for Ish Jome.
Yeah, so impressive last week was Ish Jome for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Despite getting shut out, as you talked about, he got up and down the left flank, was pushed up to a winger toward the end of that game, really did a good job. Him and Saeed Robinson have a nice partnership down the left-hand side for the Switchbacks.
San Antonio will let this run roll out of play on the far side, and it will be Kai Green that will throw this one in less than a minute in. Sunny late afternoon, early evening here in Colorado Springs as you take a look at the head coach of San Antonio, Darren Powell, in his 4th season, 41, 29, and 28. Very good record for Powell. 1 playoff appearance. Of course, San Antonio just missed the postseason last year.
Yeah, longtime coach of Elon University in North Carolina. Coach Powell, Jordan Burt going to try to switch that one across. San Antonio.
And good job there by Bradford Jamison to head that one away. And now sent downfield, a misheader here. Guzman gets on it for San Antonio. A chance to break out, and a good job by the captain, Jordan Burt, to step in front and take it away. He'll play this one up to Mike Seth. Lost it. Now Burt sends it downfield. Saeed Robinson giving chase, has 2 white jerseys around him, and it will be cleared over the back line by Josh Yarrow. And we'll have our first corner kick of the contest. That's that speed of Saeed Robinson, was able to beat 2 defenders, nearly beat 2 defenders to the ball.
Yeah, really stretching the field for the Switchbacks FC, trying to get in behind. It was a nice challenge in the end by Joshua Yarrow, former Baltimore Bohemian. Josh Yarrow. This should cause some problems for Cardoni with the wind straight in his face and the sun as well. San Antonio's going to have to be on their game here. Both center backs forward for the Switchbacks FC. They'll go short to Ronnie Argueta.
Yeah, Argueta back to Milano off the Z-trip corner kick. Sent into the box, cleared out by San Antonio. So we'll do it again here. There's Alex Milano, Texas native. Another Z-trip corner kick for him. Of course, he set up the season's first goal for Switchbacks FC in this very situation. Off a corner kick, Mike Seth headed to Shane Malcolm, who put it in the back of the net. Here's Milano again on the corner kick. San Antonio has it. They'll only get it a little bit out, as now it will be chipped over to the near side for Milano. Milano, he'll wind and fire, and that one will lose a little bit going into the arms of Matt Cardoni. And Cardoni will roll this one out to the far side. You mentioned off air, Roland, that one of the more impressive guys in training this week was Alex Milano, and perhaps we should be keeping a close watch on him.
Yeah, Alex Milano taking a lot of long-distance shots this week for the Switchbacks, banging them in. They were flying in all over the place. Here's Jordan Burt now bringing it up for the Switchbacks on the right-hand side, cut out by San Antonio. They'll try to break, but Alex Milano, really impressive week in practice here in Colorado Springs.
San Antonio across midfield, and it's Barmby who put a little bit too much on it. As we let you know our referees for today, Matt Franz will be the referee. His assistants, Elias Anasov and Luke Wakefield. The fourth official tonight is Miguel Urbina Barrios. Take a look there at Ebby Akon. Ebenezer Akon, goes by Ebby for short. There's Mike Seth, former member of San Antonio FC, as you take a look here at the throw-in from Shane Malcolm, and both Akon and Seth down on the ground, and it will be Mike Seth picking up the foul. Of course, that's not the only tie these two teams have, as Jordan Burt heads this one back, and now out of play off of San Antonio. Pascal Abusi spent last season here in Colorado Springs playing defender for the Switchbacks. He moved on. It wasn't a straight swap, but in essence it kind of was, because Pascal ends up on San Antonio, and then you have Mike Seth coming here to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and Pascal Abusi obviously starting this evening on the bench for San Antonio FC. Talented young defender, really raw player, got a lot of physical ability. It's good to see him before the game. You see San Antonio getting a little bit of space in behind the Switchbacks, down the Switchbacks left before that's cut out.
And good defending there by Chris Reeves to take it away. Now he gets it up to a teammate, immediately knocked back. Reeves will play this one to Rawls. Rawls got the victory in goal for the Switchbacks in LA to begin the season, and then was called up to the Rapids to back up Tim Howard, and now he's back with the Switchbacks here in Colorado Springs, as that's a gnarly wipeout there from Alex Milano. Tried to draw the whistle, won't get it, and back the other way comes San Antonio. They'll chip it to the near side. Here's Jack Barmby in the corner. He'll try to turn on Jordan Schweitzer, and now it goes out. Good job there by Jordan Schweitzer to force Barmby to the touchline.
Yeah, it was good play from Jordan Schweitzer, the central defensive midfielder, just coming over from his position, helping out the right backs, the Switchbacks, and push forward. And Rawls will restart on his own time for the Switchbacks.
Andre Rawls, a draft pick back in 2015 by New York City FC. Was acquired by the Colorado Rapids this offseason. Will spend a fair amount of time down here in Colorado Springs now that the Switchbacks and the Rapids have a player agreement, as Milano plays this one up to Shane Malcolm. Malcolm trying to get around his defender, could not, and it was touched by an arm there of a San Antonio player. So first great chance for Switchbacks FC as we take a look at it again. Here's Shane Malcolm trying to get around his defender, and right there they'll get Hernandez.
Yeah, Moises Hernandez just reaching out that arm, trying to stop that ball. It's good play from Shane Malcolm, bringing it down. This is a real dangerous opportunity. Got both the left foot of Yarrow.
The joint chiropractic free kick coming up. This is a familiar sight. Alex Milano and Ish Joam, both set piece specialists here, deciding which one of them is going to take it. Meanwhile, Matt Cardoni lining up his wall. Four-man wall right now for San Antonio. Make it 5 with a 6th not too far away. So here we go, 7 minutes into the game. Switchbacks FC with a free kick just outside the box. Milano, Joam, and now a little bit of confusion here on the field. Finally, Ish Joam and Alex Milano get the go-ahead, and it'll be Joam chipping it, goes into the wall and out of play. So after all of that, it will be another Z-trip corner kick, the third of the half for Switchbacks FC, and Alex Milano will take that one.
Yeah, perhaps the angle just favoring Joam a little bit there with the left foot. Obviously trying to get that up and over, curl it over the wall, just clip the top of the wall. It's a good job by San Antonio as well, staying strong. Both center backs once again forward. Looks like Milano's going to put this one straight into the box.
Milano whips it in, line drive on the ground, played back out by San Antonio. Milano has it again, This time he'll go far post and punched out by Cardoni. Great athletic move there by the San Antonio netminder to poke that one away. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, and he gets a piece of Kai Green coming through right there. It was a good early call from Cardoni. Punches it out for our first Phil Long corner kick this evening. You get a good look there. And magnificently bearded young Cardoni. Phil Long corner kick. Milano, this really favors Milano here. He can whip this ball in with his right foot, use that wind, put it right on top of the goal. Jordan Burt at the near post, the captain for the Switchbacks.
Fourth corner of the contest. Milano sends it in, and that one was set up about as well as you could hope. Jordan Burt beside himself. He thought he should have put that one far post, and it seems like, partner, you feel that way as well.
Yeah, he's perfect ball in. Jordan Burt with the jump at the near post, had a couple of players crashing at the back, including the former San Antonio FC player Mike Seth. Unlucky there for the Switchbacks, getting a lot of opportunities. Our fourth corner kick, the opening goings here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs.
So now San Antonio trying to bring it out of their own end. Chip 4 by Chris Reeves. Reeves gets it back from Jome. Now he'll reverse fields to the near side, looking for Shane Malcolm, cut off there by San Antonio. Now on the rush up, Lance Lang, who we talked about at the beginning of the game, gets it taken away. Jordan Schweitzer has it to Milano, tap back to Burt. Now Reeves calling for it, has it. Looking to the far side of the field, gets it over to Jome. Back to Reeves. And now swiped over to the near side to Jordan Burt, Switchbacks captain.
You can see the central midfielders of the Switchbacks all rotating. Schweitzer, Argueta, and Milano all comfortable dropping back to help their center backs out. It's a nice ball out to the far side.
And Jome trying to fight away from a defender. They play on. Saeed Robinson plays this to the near side for Jordan Burt. Burt chips this one, going for Seth on the far side, just over Mike Seth's head, and Cardoni will track this one down.
Yeah, ball just hung up in the wind a little bit there. It was a nice ball in from Jordan Burt, Switchbacks captain.
Fans Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. San Antonio working their way from the back once more. They'll have it on the far side of the field in front of their own bench. Now chip forward, headed away easily by the Switchbacks. Now Chris Reeves. Ronnie Argueta. To Ishjome, back to Ronnie. Jordan Schweitzer now in the middle. Pari. Schweitzer very patient right now are the Switchbacks. Now they'll fire it out wide to Ishjome. Jome. Back to Reeves. Over to Argueta again. Ronnie Argueta plays this one forward to Saeed Robinson. Couldn't quite hold it. Stays with the play though. Argueta able to get back possession. Now to Saeed Robinson trying to get it out to Ishjome. It's taken away by San Antonio, and sending it down the field is Kai Green.
As you said, so comfortable in possession of the Switchbacks FC. San Antonio really dropping off, allowing the Switchbacks center backs and defensive midfielders, like you can see here, Jordan Schweitzer, just to pass this ball around without too much pressure until the Switchbacks bring the ball across the halfway line.
Last week was the first time we've gotten to see the new look midfield in its entirety. Jordan Schweitzer unable to play the season opener out in Carson, California. Took an injury early in the week. Early returns though, even though no goals, that midfield trio there looks like they're going to yield some positive results for the Switchbacks this season.
Yeah, a ton of experience at this level. Obviously, Ronnie Argueta, one of the original Switchbacks, coming back after spending last year with Fresno FC. This ball going to find its way out to Jordan Burt. We'll just hand it off to Jordan Schweitzer. But yeah, so much experience for the Switchbacks in that center midfield position. Really know what they're doing. They boss their teammates around, tell them the best positions to be in is Jome, looking for a bit of an opening. But so difficult for the Switchbacks to break down San Antonio. 11 players behind the ball. Got two banks of four, that's sometimes a five. in the middle of midfield.
Well, let's take a look first, Roland, at San Antonio's keys to the match.
Yeah, they got to play better defense. We talked about just how many goals they've given up through 2 games. They got to sharpen that up. It's just been a sieve at the back for San Antonio so far, and replace Billy Forbes. Billy Forbes on duty with the Turks and Caicos national team, scored a goal 86th minute. He did against the British Virgin Islands. And for the Switchbacks, just got to get a win, got to get that first home win. You've got to imagine that once that happens, the dominoes will start to fall, and they got to keep San Antonio scoreless. San Antonio giving up a lot of goals, but they have a very dangerous offense.
And so far, nothing between these two sides. Coming up on 14 minutes into this Saturday night contest in the USL Championship. Ronnie Argueta dribbles past midfield, plays it out wide to Ish Jome. Now Jome one-on-one. Taps it through to Milano, who gives it right back. Jome had trouble there gaining full control of the ball and gets it taken away. Now San Antonio trying to work out their own end. Certainly Jome and Seth want to pressure quite a bit.
Yeah, try to win the ball back high and get in behind San Antonio, because when the Switchbacks do this, when the Switchbacks have the ball here and they're passing it around their center backs, San Antonio is able to regroup. They're able to get 11 players behind the ball, get their banks set, get their men set, and it's just so difficult for the Switchbacks to break them down. But if the Switchbacks can press high, win the ball back in some good areas inside San Antonio's half, they'll have a chance of getting in behind this defense, as we talked about, that's given up 3 goals in each of their first 2 games this season.
Is Jome on the far side. Once again, one-on-one, this time with Kai Green. He'll send it into the box. No harm done there. And now a whistle coming from behind the play. It looks like a San Antonio player is down, crouched down near his own bench. The result of the play will be a goal kick. But the bigger concern right now for San Antonio is their injured player on the far side of the field.
Yeah, they don't want to have to make an early change. Just looking at the hamstring, maybe quad area.
I think it's Bradford Jameson, the one being looked at here on our Ortho Centura nod to the doc.
Yeah, and the referee just wants Jameson just to roll off the field. He'll get his treatment on the field before San Antonio figures out if they need to make a change. On loan from LA, Bradford Jameson IV, dangerous player. A lot of experience in this league. San Antonio don't want to lose him early.
Fans want to let you know that Colorado Computer Support are your IT professionals. Big thanks to Colorado Computer Support for their support of the Switchbacks. In fact, one of their fine representatives was here earlier today at Widener Field fixing an IT issue. So when they say that they're the IT professionals, they certainly are, as you get a good look at the crowd here. The Trailheads, the supporters group for Switchbacks FC. As you could tell by the garb that everyone is wearing, it is a little chilly out here tonight, but certainly nothing out of the ordinary for a March evening in Colorado. And it looks like Bradford Jameson's evening will be over, and this is a tough one for Darren Powell to take. Not only is he losing a very talented player, but now he's having to burn one of his substitutions here, not even 17 minutes into the contest.
Yeah, it's very unlucky for San Antonio FC. I think they're going to bring in Walter Restrepo when we see our next stoppage of play. But Bradford Jameson just unable to continue, still receiving treatment on that right leg. Hope he returns soon, as we talked about, on loan from the LA Galaxy to San Antonio FC. And they'll make a change. They're playing with 10 men now, but they'll make a change as soon as the ball next dead ball situation. Switchbacks building again from the back. Want to see if they can take advantage of this 10 men.
And now Argueta with it. He'll try to play it up to Syed Robinson, trying to keep it in play. Good tackle there on the far side by Kai Green. He's been very good so far, cutting off a lot of the supply on the far side of the field. And now, as promised, we will see our first substitution of the match, and it will be Restrepo, who will come into the match, replacing Jameson. And Walter Restrepo on the season, not much run this year, just 5 minutes played. Does not have a goal or an assist to his name just yet, but he's going to get a lot of time here in this one.
Yeah, quality player.
Of course, our Gold's Gym substitution one more time. Restrepo for Jameson here as we cross into the 18th minute at Widener Field. Whistle going against the Switchbacks, so it'll be a free kick for San Antonio. Quick restart from Pekka to Restrepo right on cue. Trying to get around Saeed Robinson, and this one will go out of play. Both players wanted a whistle. I think both Saeed Robinson and Restrepo were upset that something wasn't called. Each of them thought that the other one was creating some contact. Referees just let it go, and it ends up being a throw-in for the Switchbacks on the far side of the field. Now Robinson to Chris Reeves, sends this one downfield over the head of Seth. He'll turn and run after it. Now taken away by San Antonio. Reeves once again heads it forward. Jordan Schweitzer back to Reeves again. Now it looks like he's going to reverse fields, and he will. Finds Shane Malcolm on the near side, headed it. Shane likes what Chris Reeves did there. Wants more of that supply on the near side. Throw in here for San Antonio over the head of Jordan Bird. And it will be tapped out by Opari. Now thrown in quickly. Here comes San Antonio into the box. Great job there by Jordan Schweitzer, coming from his defensive midfielder position all the way back to stop the shot of Barmby. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, way too much space for Jack Barmby. Nice little cut inside the defender. And as you said, a fantastic tackle there from Jordan Schweitzer flying back in. Luckily, that ball just hung up into the grateful arms of Rawls, but good initial play from Barmby, just cut inside and find himself that shooting position.
Pekka to Barmby. Now out wide for Lang. Lang pushes way up the field. Malcolm coming in from behind trying to take it away. Lang now with 3 black kits around him. Plays it back to Barmby. Down to Lang. Tapped out and just taken away by Jordan Schweitzer.
Signed as a 14-year-old for Manchester United to Jack Barmby. Spent 6 years there. Was loaned out to Hartlepool. Played for the Timbers and the Timbers 2 as well in America before making his way to San Antonio, so a ton of experience. You talked about it, what a great tackle that was from Schweitzer just to thwart that chance. A great initial touch from Barmby just to pull himself inside and get that shot on the goal.
Fans, we remind you to invest in your future with Colorado Technical University. As the Switchbacks play this one upfield, Chris Reeves trying to find Saeed Robinson. Taken away by San Antonio. Now they'll have in the middle of the field with Pekka. Plays it back here is now the back line of San Antonio looking to get more involved. Hernandez plays this one up. A little bit out of the reach of its intended target, Guzman. Opari will play it back to Rawls, who sends it downfield. Headed by San Antonio. Barmby right back on it. And now Mike Seth coming in, trying to take it away from Barmby, and the referee blows his whistle and warns Mike Seth as he cleared out Barmby on that play.
Yeah, Seth tracking back, was unable to win the initial header as that ball was played up to him, just tracking back there. Barmby got himself ball side, shielded that ball, took the foul, referee right on top of it. San Antonio will take their time on the restart. It's over 20 minutes gone here at Widener Field on a beautiful little chilly day, Colorado Springs.
Pekka over the ball, trying to decide where to go with it. Finally plays it to the near side. Now up to Lang. Lang trying to get around Jordan Berg, get some help from Chris Reeves, or that's Opari, excuse me, that came over and helped. Opari now looking up the field. Sends this one up to Seth. Now Saeed Robinson going after the loose ball. Stays with it. Can he keep it in play? No, just will roll out of his reach, and a throw-in coming for San Antonio. Fans, make sure you follow the Colorado Springs Switchbacks and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home of the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Thrown here for Jordan Bird over the head of Mike Seth. Shane Malcolm's going after it, though. He'll be beaten to it by Yarrow. Yarrow to Cardoni, who clears this one far out of play. Jordan Bird now come up the line, throws it into Jordan Schweitzer. Schweitzer back to Alex Milano. Milano out wide to Jome. Good takeaway there by San Antonio. They'll try to break back the other way. Restrepo with a head of steam. Couple of switchbacks converge. He stays on his feet, keeps possession, gets it over to Barmby. Barmby dribbling in a circle, now leaves it for Pecco. Now over to the other side. Give and go here through the midfield. Now out wide to Restrepo one more time. Restrepo trying to get around Saeed Robinson. Still trying, gets a little bit of space, enough to send it in, and it's headed away by Opari. Not out of danger though yet, as Lang trying to get a foot on it, taken away by Jordan Burt. Now the switchbacks trying to come back out the other way, and San Antonio regains control quickly. Hernandez, as Mike Seth goes tripping over the ball there, plays it back to Akon.
Yeah, much better from San Antonio FC, pressed really high now, pinning the Switchbacks FC in their own half. It's better play from the visitors in white. And a nice challenge from Ronnie Argueta there, exactly what the Switchbacks needed, see if they can get in behind the visitors.
Argueta up to Saeed Robinson, out on the far wing. Shane Malcolm was gained to some open space. The cross will go into the box instead. Cleared out by San Antonio. Now a battle for it. Jordan Schweitzer and Guzman fighting, and it will be Jordan Schweitzer, and a yellow card also brought out here against Jordan Schweitzer.
Yeah, seems a bit harsh on the young Canadian by way of Seattle, Jordan Schweitzer. Our first Hanson Hot Springs Spa's yellow card of the game to that man right there, Jordan Schweitzer.
First yellow card Jordan has picked up this season. And now a free kick coming up for Pekka and San Antonio.
Yeah, referee just deeming it was a professional foul, hence the yellow card. San Antonio FC will play short. Give the Switchbacks time to regroup defensively.
Restrepo, good job getting away from Ronnie Argueta. Now he goes down, whistle there, and a foul called. So free kick from an advantageous position here for San Antonio coming up. Restrepo wanted even more than just a foul. I don't know what he could have gotten there. And this is a pretty good situation for San Antonio nonetheless.
Yeah, it is. They'll bring their center backs forward now. It's a good angle to whip a ball in on Rawls' net. And goal for the Switchbacks FC. It's a good chance here for the team in white.
Rawls setting up his wall. That is 3 men wide here. Big spot here for Switchbacks FC to try and keep San Antonio off the board. Referee gives the go-ahead. Here it comes. Left-footed kick going far post. Everyone lets it go. And it'll go out for a goal kick. So well defended there by Switchbacks FC. Forced the kick taker to go around the wall, and he went a little bit too far around it. Andre Rawls now will tee up this goal kick. So we remain scoreless in the 26th minute. Now sent out a play by San Antonio. Ishjome coming up to throw it in just past midfield. Saeed Robinson back to Jome. Argueta, Jome. Ishjome pushes away for it, has some space, gives it off to Milano, turns. A little bit tangled there with Mike Seth, and now San Antonio gets a little bit out. Now Ronnie Argueta comes in with the tackle. Ronnie Argueta pleading his case, but the referee isn't going to change his mind. A yellow card coming out on Argueta. That already 2 yellows on the Switchbacks in this game so far. Argueta picking up this one, the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card, and for Argueta, that'll be his first of the year as you take a look at that contact.
Yeah, San Antonio FC bench straight up in arms about that one. Ronnie Argueta saying he won the ball, and he quite clearly did. Just the referee questioning the manner in which Ronnie Argueta, you see him right there, did win that ball. But a very fair player is Mr. Argueta. But with the San Antonio bench being right behind that challenge, they were jumping up and leaping up, yelling at the referee as soon as that one went in. Now the Switchbacks FC have to be very careful. As you said, 2 central midfielders already on yellow cards early in the first half here, Widener Field.
The other switchback with a yellow is Jordan Schweitzer, and now whistle will stop play because there's a player from each side down on the far side of the field, as you can see. Inside Robinson. The switchbacks player that was down, and getting a look at San Antonio player Christian Pirano, who collided with Syed Robinson. At the end of it, Switchbacks FC going to get a restart here.
Yeah, referee just going to go with the old school drop ball. Switchbacks will reset through Jordan Schweitzer.
Out wide now to Jordan Burt. Burt to Malcolm. Back to Burt. Opari. Now Reeves. Reeves to Joan, back to Reeves. Switchbacks FC trying to get San Antonio move side to side, see if some space opens up. Now Reeves dribbling it forward, still has it. A couple of white jerseys come in on him, and now he'll play it back to Opari.
Yeah, Switchbacks under no kinds of pressure at all when they have the ball in this situation. It's just now that Jordan Burt brings the ball across halfway. Has to play this one up to Alex Milano. Looks like it's going to run long, and it does.
Just out of play on the near side. San Antonio will throw it in. And now San Antonio bombs this one downfield. Opari underneath it, heads it. Now Shane Malcolm. Leading goal scorer in the USL. Hat trick week 1 against LA Galaxy 2. See if they decide to get him more involved. Certainly San Antonio more tilted to Shane Malcolm's side of the field. They've allowed the Switchbacks to work up and down the far side of the field, which without much contest, but if they're trying to get it to Shane Malcolm, it's been difficult.
Yeah, it certainly has. Jordan Burt on the overlapping run up the right backside for the Switchbacks, just couldn't latch onto that pass played over the top. Cardoni will restart short for San Antonio FC. Had a really good spell of play about 5 minutes ago. Did the visitors, got a couple shots on the Switchbacks, but it's been a bit scrappy so far, and a good win back for the Switchbacks.
Seth to Shane Malcolm, headed away. I think Malcolm wanted a handball, won't get it. Switchbacks still with it though, and now San Antonio able to take it away. Switchback still pressuring. San Antonio will get it out to midfield. Guzman to Lang. Lang trying to reverse fields, all sorts of space on the far side, but the Switchbacks cut off the pass.
Yeah, it was a good job by Jordan Schweitzer. You could just see him holding up on that challenge there, not going into it too fiercely in the middle of the field because he's picked up that early yellow card. But it was a good job by Schweitzer initially to seek out that ball, stop that crossfield pass for San Antonio FC.
Akon gets it up to Lang, now to the near side for Barmby. Barmby back to Lang. Plays it across and cleared out by Switchbacks FC. Andre Rawls sold out to try and knock that ball out on the pass, and wasn't able to get his fingertips on it, but thankfully one of his defenders came to his rescue. It will result though in a Pikes Peak National Bank corner kick for San Antonio.
Yeah, Jack Barmby going to whip it in with his left foot into the wind. San Antonio going to crash the penalty spot. It was a great job by Joam clearing that ball for the Switchbacks FC for this corner kick.
Barmby sends it in, headed away by Reeves, now picked up by Jordan Schweitzer, out to Ronnie Argueta. Doesn't have numbers, but he has the speed. Pushing it forward is Argueta. Now has Milano flanking his right side, gives it to him. Milano chips it, far post to Joam. Joam to Seth. Mike Seth trying to turn. Can't quite face up to goal, and he'll just send it out to Chris Reeves.
Such a good opportunity for the Switchbacks FC. Just couldn't get the shot on San Antonio's net. They'll restart here. Joam going to try to whip this ball on the left foot out for a throw-in, but such a good opportunity for Switchbacks FC, brought forward by Ronnie Argueta.
Fans, you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Switchbacks FC and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Switchbacks next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Milano with it. Just outside the 18, tapped away by San Antonio. Now Restrepo playing this one out wide. Tapped up to Lang. Lang picked up by Apari. Lang now dribbles to the middle of the field. To Barnby, taken away by Jordan Burt.
Yeah, so smart from Jordan Burt. In the right position at the right time. The young man from Elkhart, Indiana. Switchbacks might use him again. He's making a nice run forward down the right wing.
Burt has 1 goal on the season. He's up to Shane Malcolm, who has the other 3. Now up to Syed Robinson. To Mike Seth. To Shane Malcolm. Over to Ronnie Argueta. Ronnie shoots, and that one is saved by Cardoni. Perhaps, and this was one thing that we were thinking about during this match, Roland, and that is the pass. Well, let's first take a look at the replay here, but my point was going to be sometimes Switchbacks FC are too generous, too unselfish.
Yeah, trying to pass it into the back of the net. It was a great little ball out to Ronnie Argueta. He had a lot of space, pulled the trigger, and a good job by Cardoni closing down the space, but there were a couple opportunities for the Switchbacks to pull the trigger a little bit earlier before that ball reached its way to the corner of the box. But as you said, sometimes they do look to be perfect, almost look to pass the ball in. Shane Malcolm now with Milano on the right side of the field.
San Antonio giving those 2 guys a lot of attention here in the first half as this one skips away, and Opari will run it down. Coming up on the 35th minute.
Opari and Reeves really haven't been tested too much tonight for the Switchbacks FC. They've been very competent and comfortable on the ball, really relaxed, bringing this ball forward and just dropping it off to their midfielders. It'll be recycled here once again for the Switchbacks. Now Ronnie Argueta going to look for the pass to try to knife through San Antonio FC.
Argueta gets the pass back, sends it up to Seth, and now chip forward for Malcolm, just out of his reach, only just, though, as Hernandez comes in, dribbles out to the far side, sends this one downfield, now taken away by Argueta one more time. Here's Syed Robinson to Alex Milano. He'll strike right in to the gut of Matt Cardoni.
Yeah, Alex Milano has been pinging those all week at practice. You and I talked about that earlier. He's so dangerous from that kind of range. If that ball gets anywhere near his right foot, he can put this anywhere. And you called it perfectly. Pinged that shot, just stayed low, didn't get the knuckle he needed, and Cardoni easily behind it. Good hands to make the clean save, but so dangerous to give Alex Milano that much time in that kind of space.
And now he has it again. Milano splits a double team. Fancy work there. Gets past the 3rd defender. Now tried to spin away from a 4th. Loses the ball. Jome gets it back. And now Jome gets it taken away. Now Jordan Burt anticipates the pass. Takes it away. Over to Jome. Jome will fire. That one skips wide. And it will be a goal kick for San Antonio. But business has picked up in the last few minutes for Switchbacks FC.
Yeah, it was a nice idea by Jome, just trying to curl that one to the far post, catch Cardoni out. Cardoni had been drifting to try to close down the angle, but just whipping past the goal.
As we take a look here, early in the season, so no reason for these teams to panic, but it's easy for us to sit here and say that. 6 teams still winless on the 2019 USL Championship campaign. At what point, Roland, do you start perhaps worrying a little bit if you're some of these teams?
Yeah, it depends obviously about the performances they're putting in. As the San Antonio FC try to find Guzman on the far side of the field, he'll be whistled for the foul. Guzman, who made a great career for himself with Morelia from 2004 to 17, lots of loans out, but young Mexican striker just running the channel there and behind. But all about the performances for those teams that haven't gotten the 6 teams that haven't gotten a win yet in this early season. You talked about it, but once 3, 4, 5 games start to go by, if you're picking up a lot of draws, you're really falling behind in the standings. That's when it's time to really worry, because this is a cutthroat league and things can get out of hand pretty quickly in the USL Championship.
Yeah, more teams in the league than ever before, more quality players and teams in the league than ever before. It's not going to be one certainly whenever you lose your home opener like the Switchbacks did, you put more pressure on yourself. And for San Antonio, 2 home matches, only 1 point to show for it. So certainly they are looking to get 3 points sooner rather than later, as we have a stoppage. Saeed Robinson a little bit gimpy there on the far side of the field, does earn the foul, so we'll have a free kick for Switchbacks FC. There'll be a joint chiropractic free kick, and usually Milano and Joan both stand over the ball, but this angle, Roland, it's got to be the lefty.
Yeah, and watch out for, on the back post, the tall man of Kofi Opare standing there. This ball might go in toward him, and it does.
Going for a post for Jordan Burt, and just over his head. Drew it up perfectly, just Burt unable to get on the other end of it as we take a look at it one more time.
Yeah, it was a nice ball in. See the flags bristling in the wind. Jordan Burt reaching for that one, just can't quite get on the end of it. Cardone will restart. Tick ever closer to the end of this first half. It's been a well-played first half. Obviously, the Switchbacks picking up a couple yellow cards. San Antonio had a nice little spell of possession where they put the Switchbacks under a lot of pressure. Now the Switchbacks have come back, done a good job getting some attempts on San Antonio's goal.
Ball out of play on the near side. Shane Malcolm will have it. Malcolm into Milano. Now back to Schweitzer. To the middle of the field now for Argueta. Joan looking to turn on his man, get the cross in. He does. Saeed Robinson is there, couldn't hold it, and now San Antonio will play it out of the back. Trying to get a whistle, and they do. Very late whistle on that one. Thought that they were going to let the play go initially, and the referee blew his whistle. Just a foul, no yellow coming out. Of course, the Switchbacks have already picked up 2 yellows, and now some extra stuff after the whistle. Mike Seth and Barmby getting into it a little bit.
Yeah, just jawing at each other. Referee right on top of it. Shane Malcolm picking up the foul. I think the referee was waiting to see if an advantage occurred for San Antonio FC before he blew that foul back. San Antonio looking over the top. Opare coming over to help.
Yeah, Barmby tried to volley it over Opare's head, and this one will go over the back line. Only just, though, so it'll be a goal kick all the same. 5 minutes left here in this first half. When you look at the way that this game has played out, Roland, certainly the Switchbacks have been the aggressor over the last few minutes, but you look at the score line and maybe favor San Antonio just a little bit because they don't need as many shots to get one in the back of the net. Switchbacks FC needs to generate a little bit more offense. Here's Ronnie Argueta again, right on target, I guess, unfortunately, right at Matt Cardone. And he'll kick this one away. The Switchbacks just aren't a team to just pull a goal out of nowhere. San Antonio has those kind of playmakers that can. So it's, when you see the Switchbacks creating more chances, generating more shots, it's kind of like that's what they have to do.
Yeah, and first order of business for San Antonio FC had to be locking down defensively after what's happened for their first couple of games that they've gone through. So far, so good through 40 minutes and some change here at Widener Field. But the Switchbacks, as you said, creating some chances. A couple of them have been long range. Cardone's done well, had good hands so far, but the Switchbacks, gotta say, might be getting closer to finding that opening goal.
Somebody played it back to Cardone. Not quite sure why. And Cardone's like, you guys can go ahead and take it. Now he ends up getting back on his foot anyway. Up to Akon. He'll push this ball up the field as Mike Seth all over him. Through the midfield, Jordan Burt racing after it. No need, as this one's out off of San Antonio. Jordan Burt urging his teammates forward.
Yeah, just going to go for the long throw. Might try to reach Shane Malcolm for a flick on. Looking for Mike Seth.
Yeah, was looking for Mike Seth there. Akon headed it away. And now Barmby out to Lang, taken away by Switchbacks FC. Here's Shane Malcolm. Malcolm loses it. Lang picks it up. Lang now battling with Malcolm. Got to be a little bit careful there. Lang's pass is taken away by Opari. Now Jordan Schweitzer within the middle of the field. Over to Chris Reeves. Ish Jome takes off downfield. Reeves instead will tap it over to Opari. Opari back over to Reeves once more. Now Ronnie Argueta to the middle of the field for Opari. Chris Reeves.
Game just sort of petering out. Not too much steam to end this first half from either side.
Now Reeves swings it to the near side. Who's he looking for? Shane Malcolm's over there, but it'll fall short of him. San Antonio sends it out of play. Off the hop, Jordan Burt quickly throws this one in. Now Alex Milano with it. Up to Burt. Jordan Burt to Milano again. Alex Milano stops. Flips it through to Shane Malcolm, who can't keep a hold of it. San Antonio tries to break back the other direction. Up to Guzman. Off his foot, Opari plays it. Now Milano to the middle for Ronnie Argueta. Argueta pushes way up the field. Saeed Robinson now. Robinson will strike off the crossbar. San Antonio corrals it. They keep it in play. Mike Seth. Back to Milano. Milano whips this one in. Stopped by San Antonio. And now they'll take full control. Man, oh man. That close to seeing the Switchbacks get an absolute stunner of a goal towards the end of the half, but off the crossbar.
Yeah, Matt Cardoni might have gotten the slightest of pieces of that one with his fingertips, maybe, if I'm giving him a little bit of extra credit. Saeed Robinson, what a strike that was from the young Jamaican's right foot, just lashed it towards goal. It goes crashing off the crossbar as we tick into 2 minutes of tick-tock shop stoppage time.
Of course, Saeed Robinson, as we take a look at it here, Saeed Robinson, nary a week went by where he wasn't nominated for the USL Goal of the Week, and it did. You should have given Cardoni that extra credit because he did just get his fingertips on it, or surely that would have found its way in the back of the net.
Yeah, just the slightest of touches from Cardoni pushes that one onto the underside of the bar, came crashing down. It was lucky he didn't bounce back off of him. That ball goes looking over the top for Shane Malcolm. Jordan Burt's going to put some high pressure on here, but so unlucky for the Switchbacks. What a great strike that was from young Saeed Robinson.
Jordan Schweitzer will throw it in. Nope, it'll allow Jordan Burt to do the honors here. About a minute left in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Ronnie Argueta staying with the play. San Antonio now just send this one downfield. Guzman running after it, but Opari beats him.
Yeah, so strong from Opari, so composed and calm back there for the Switchbacks FC. Great presence to have in their back line. Jordan Schweitzer now over to Chris Reeves. Shouldn't have much time left, about 30 seconds here at Widener Field. That early stoppage because of the substitution of Bradford Jameson, earning us these 2 minutes of tick-tock stoppage time.
Reeves trying to play it up to Ish Jome. It's taken away by San Antonio. They'll come back the other way, perhaps to try and generate one last chance, and that pass out of the reach of Barnby. But it was tipped by Switchbacks FC, so Hernandez going to throw this one. Nope, maybe not. Just lets the first half expire, so nearly the Switchbacks taking the 1-0 lead, but they'll have to settle for 0-0 at the break here at Widener Field. Don't go anywhere. We have plenty to come here at halftime. Switchbacks FC and San Antonio FC deadlocked at 0-0.
Charity killed our mother. This can't be.
What What if Charity's been lying to us this whole time?
Macy, where are you? You killed my mother.
Don't be afraid.
Charmed. Watch Sunday at 8 on SoCo CW.
Your usual?
Yep. You know, you really should buy condoms, girl.
Bad for the environment. We all gotta do our part, right?
Oh, you get off!
Maybe Murphy can be the face of this company.
Oh, that's a great idea.
She doesn't do anything except eat candy bars and take naps.
You'd think blacking out would be a little easier when you're blind.
How does it feel to not care about anyone but yourself?
You're a drunk mess.
She's in the middle of a crisis.
Does it look like I have my life together? Imagine if you could only judge people by their personalities.
I don't like anyone.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm about to pop it off. Just wait and see.
Yo, ignore that girl. She's crazy annoying.
Reveal yourself!
Looking at me.
I wanted to ask how you lost your...
Virginity. It was my 17th birthday. I had had a few too many wine coolers.
that was not what I was asking.
In the dark.
As a historic storm moved across Colorado, we didn't waste your time telling you that we're in storm mode or under a breaking weather alert. Instead of flash and gimmicks, we focused on important impacts to life in southern Colorado, such as the timing of the storm, who will see the rain, who will see the snow, and where travel will be dangerous. If you want a level-headed approach that lets you and your loved ones be prepared in a way that respects your time and intelligence, the Fox 21 Storm Team's got you covered.
Welcome back to Widener Field, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, San Antonio FC tied at 0. USL Championship game here in Colorado Springs. A lot of chances in the first half. Switchbacks going desperately close through Saeed Robinson, crashing a shot off the bar after a wonderful save by Matt Cardoni. So we'll take a look at a couple of the storylines around the USL and some of the standings as well. Out west, OKC early jumping out to 2 wins, just above New Mexico United. New Mexico United, the debutantes in the USL Championship out west. Really great start to the season. Got a great fan base down there in Albuquerque, New Mexico as well. We see the Switchbacks in 8th place, just behind Sacramento Republic in 7th. Fresno FC, also a good start. Look at the scoreboard. Swope Park Rangers 2, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 2, back and forth game. Tulsa getting a really strong win over former S2, Tacoma Defiance 4-0. Charlotte Independence, 94th minute, up 3-2 against Atlanta United 2. Can't wait to see the highlights of that one. And Louisville City, the reigning champions, holding a narrow 2-1 lead over Hartford Athletic, going into stoppage time as well. Take some look at some of the storylines. The Butchertown Stadium in Louisville City, man, that looks absolutely amazing. Fantastic views, fantastic looking facility. 38 international call-ups around the USL, including from this matchup right here, Billy Forbes. He was called up to the Turks and Caicos national team. Great for the USL Championship, see that many players getting international experience. And a perfect start for 4 teams in the USL Championship. North Carolina, Oklahoma City Energy, Tampa Bay, and St. Louis, all still perfect on this young 2019 season here. And we'll go out live to a very special guest joining my broadcast partner, Ryan Coffin, with a halftime interview.
Kaufman out here field side with the District General Manager of Waste Connections, Ty Tostenson. Ty, good to have you out tonight. How are you?
Good, Ryan. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Well, first of all, need to thank you guys at Waste Connections for the great-looking beanies. Looks like somebody should have gotten you one, though.
yeah. Ryan, it was between this and a swimsuit giveaway, so we went with the beanie. March in Colorado, so we thought the beanie was a good choice.
It's a great choice, and they look fantastic. Let's talk about Waste Connections and the Switchbacks. So since the Switchbacks came in, you guys have been involved, but now we're in year 2 of like the official partnership. How important is it to Waste Connections to be tied to our local soccer team?
Yeah, Ryan, it's big for us. We get the big company feel, but we're a local company. We got employees that have lived here 15, 20 plus years. All of our drivers from Colorado Springs, so it's really important for us to partner with an awesome, local sports team to show that, hey, we're part of the community and that, we want to be here and want to belong here. So,
right, and then of course anticipation about the new stadium downtown. Of course, from a partner perspective, that's certainly an exciting thing as well.
Yeah, from a partner perspective, that is a big deal for us. Any way we can get out there to show them that we're part of this community. We get linked to the Waste Managements or Republics, but like I said, we're a big company, but we got a local feel. Yeah. We'd love to be a part of what they got going on downtown. We're just happy to be here right now. Yeah. Shivering and all. So right. It's good.
Well, other than more goals, I guess a little bit warmer, but prediction for the second half, Ty, before we...
Prediction for the second half, I don't see a high-scoring affair. 1-0 Switchbacks. That's what I got. 1-0 Switchbacks.
You want to call your shot on the goal scorer?
80th minute.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Gonna come down to the wire.
Ty Tostenson, District General Manager from Waste Connections. Thank you so very much. Stay tuned. We have much more from Widener Field coming up next.
911, what's your emergency?
We have multiple structure fires. Please send everything you have.
My son's upstairs.
Do you know which room?
Incoming! Alex! Get out of the trucks! Go, go, go!
Monday at 8 on Fox 21.
Send him up! Yeah, baby!
Fox Tuesday. Who will become the first mental samurai?
I am strapped into a piece of carnival equipment.
I'm a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment.
You are. You really are.
I really am.
And for this challenger,
My foster care social worker said nobody wants you.
It's been a long road for you to get here, isn't it?
Very long.
one single question will stand between him and a new life.
Oh, my goodness.
You got this.
Tuesday at 8 on Fox 21.
To the Empire!
Empire is back.
There's things I've done in my life and I'm not proud of.
And this spring,
we did a lot of wrong, and it's come back to collect.
You will find out.
Is there something that you're not telling me?
Which lion will end up 6 feet under. An all-new Empire.
Wednesday at 7 on Fox 21.
When a storm for the record books moved through Colorado, we didn't waste time telling you we're going to be in storm mode, we're going to be in a breaking weather alert. Instead of flash and gimmicks, we focused on the impacts. Who's going to get rain? Who's going to get snow? Where the wind would be strongest and how strong it would be when travel would become dangerous and life-threatening. If you want a level-headed approach that lets you and your loved ones know what to expect in a way that respects your time and intelligence, the Fox 21 Storm Team's got you covered.
We welcome you back to Widener Field. We are at halftime. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and San Antonio FC knotted up at 0-0 here in the second home game of the 2019 season for Switchbacks FC. And Roland, certainly late in that first half, business picked up for Switchbacks FC. Should bode well for them moving forward into half number 2 as we take a look at some of the highlights from this first half.
Yeah, Switchbacks were reduced to some long-distance shots in that first half, but what a strike it was from Saeed Robinson to go crashing off the bar that we'll see in just a moment. But the Switchbacks FC, Cardone did a good job. He had good hands, had good command of his box, giving up 3 goals in each of his first 2 games. A goal every 30 minutes as we got the math out, calculated before the first half. Barnby doing a great job to get in behind the Switchbacks there, and it was Jordan Schweitzer with a world-class tackle to stop that chance. And then a couple of yellow cards picked up by the Switchbacks.
Yeah, Jordan Schweitzer picking up one. Ronnie Argueta got one later, and there it is. Right there, Ronnie arguing that he won the ball, which he did, but still got the yellow card anyway. And another evening and another great defensive performance by Switchbacks FC. Of course, they've given up just the 1 goal in each of these 2 matches to begin the season. And give credit to Matt Cardone. Look, you mentioned the math has not been in his favor this season. Has given up really too many goals by his own estimation. And there you take a look, terrific save there because he just got his fingertips on it. If not, Saeed Robinson gets the Switchbacks up 1-0 and probably gets USL goal of the week. And instead we're seeing here at 0-0. So give a lot of credit to Matt Cardone. It hasn't been the greatest of starts to the season for him, but he has showed up in a big way here in this road contest.
Yeah, he's certainly brought a lot of confidence into Colorado Springs, as you said, despite giving up those goals early. Take a look at the stats here. Shots out. Switchbacks FC out shooting San Antonio 7-1, 4 shots on target, and Switchbacks edging the possession as well. And we talked about those 2 yellow cards they picked up to Jordan Schweitzer and Ronnie Argueta in the first half.
Yeah, so statistically it looks like the Switchbacks have been the better team through 45 minutes. I would say the eyeball test confirms that as well. But still, only 0-0 being the score. They got to show it in that top stat category, which is the most important one, and that is the scoreboard. As Mike Seth, standing over the ball, gets us underway here in the second half. A reminder that San Antonio had to burn one of their substitutions due to an injury to Bradford Jamison. So that's certainly a storyline moving forward in this matchup. Switchbacks FC with all 3 at their disposal as Chris Reeves plays this one to Kofi Opari. Now swung out wide to Jordan Schweitzer. Excuse me. Jordan Burt moving up in more of a midfield role here to begin the second half, which was the reason for me mistaking the 2 as that one over the head of Saeed Robinson. You can tell Saeed still moving a little bit gingerly down the near sideline.
Yeah, it looks like he took a cleat in that first half. We saw him hobbling around on a couple of occasions. did Saeed Robinson. Certainly didn't hold him back from that strike, though, that he unleashed. We talked about Cardone's save. Good high press there from a combination of Seth and Saeed Robinson to win that high throw in back for the Switchbacks.
And here's Jome to throw it in, finds Ronnie Argueta. Ronnie Argueta plays it up. Mike Seth has it in the box, taken away by San Antonio, but not completely out of the woods yet. Now they'll get it out near midfield. Lang with it. Lang, who we highlighted in the pregame, plays this one out wide. Gets it back. Now he puts his left foot through this one, and it will go wide and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, certainly didn't worry Andre Rawls in net for the Switchbacks FC. That ball goes whistling well wide in the end. It was a nice break forward by San Antonio. Used some speed to try to get in behind the Switchbacks. Jordan Bird just held up that run of Lang on the far side, just enough for a couple teammates to get back. And now Rawls will clear into the wind. You can see the flags, the trailheads there behind the goal, really whistling in this wind that we've had all day in Colorado Springs.
Two teams heading it back and forth. San Antonio gains full possession. Now they'll swing it to the near side. And right now is Restrepo, who was the substitution for Jamison in the first half. There, his pass a little bit out of the reach of its intended target, Pirano, as you take a look at Chris Reeves. Grew up in the FC Dallas system. So few guys with ties to the state of Texas on this Switchbacks roster. Is Jome, turns it upfield. Look at Jome go, plays it out wide to Saeed Robinson. Robinson with reinforcements in the box, holds it up, plays it back here to Ronnie Argueta. Argueta to the far side, chip forward to Shane Malcolm. Great defending from behind by San Antonio, or Shane Malcolm surely would have put that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was Kai Green coming flying back there, stopping Shane Malcolm, the young Guam international. Lovely little layoff from Seth, right into the path of Malcolm. Takes the touch, and Green comes and blasts that ball out of the stadium. First accelerated wealth corner kick of the evening for the Switchbacks FC. Alex Milano going to try to trot across to take this with his right foot in front of the accelerated wealth 10.
So Milano, with the Switchbacks fans looking on, sends this one in, headed over the crossbar. Mike Seth was the one that got his head on it. That is his specialty. And there, he could not quite tuck it under the crossbar. And we remain goalless here, just 3.5 minutes into the second half as you take a look at it again.
Just craning back a little bit, so hard to get the angle on that for Mike Seth, and he's having to reach back for that one. It was a nice ball in from Milano. It's a bit of a heavy touch there from Cardone. He's able to clear it out under the pressure from Mike Seth.
This one will go out off of San Antonio, so Switchbacks getting the final third. Now they'll play it out towards midfield. Chris Reeves within the middle. Back over to Opari. To Argueta.
Go boys, come on.
Now out to Jordan Burt, the captain. Sends this one up to Alex Milano. And this one is lost out. San Antonio says Milano lost it out. Referee says no, it's off of you guys. Now played up, Saeed Robinson. And how did that one not make it into the back of the net? Robinson was standing right in front of Cardone, and it just was tipped away.
Yeah, wonderful from Shane Malcolm. Can't be offside from a throw, and obviously Shane Malcolm just gliding in behind that San Antonio defense, puts it on a platter for Saeed Robinson. He just scuffs his finish a little bit. It goes wide. San Antonio, nice breakdown, a good save from Rawls. Good two hands behind that ball to clear that one out into a good position. Really end-to-end game here. It's really starting to turn up to 11 at Widener Field.
Appreciate the Spinal Tap reference as it's thrown in to Braum as we take a look at it again. Yeah, just wasn't even tipped. Just, as you said, just kind of scuffed the attempt there.
He got himself into a great position. What a run that was from Shane Malcolm. Just slid that ball right across the face of goal into the perfect area. Saeed Robinson, you can see him hobbling a little bit off the ball. Hope he's going to be able to run that one off. We talked about that, him picking up some sort of a knock in the first half here at Widener Field as Ronnie Argueta just going to look for a teammate. He's going to drop it off to Alex Milano for the Switchbacks.
Is Jome here in front of us calling for it with his hand raised. Instead, it'll be Apari in the middle of the field. Now Jordan Schweitzer plays this one up to Saeed Robinson just off of his foot. He stays with it, though. And now Restrepo able to get it away here for San Antonio. Switchbacks, a win and a loss here to begin 2019. San Antonio, a tie and a loss. As San Antonio works its way up the field, pass across midfield, now tapped out to the near side. Restrepo has it. Saeed Robinson telling Ishjome that he's got the defending there. Now played up. Guzman has it on his foot. Gets this one back to Pirano. Now back to Guzman. Tough angle, fires it in, and Rawls able to punch it out. It will be a corner kick, though, for San Antonio.
Yeah, awkward one for Rawls, just going into the near post there. Kind of had to scramble that one out and around the post for the Z-trip corner kick. That ball just coming in from Guzman. And Rawls just keeping his duties at the near post. Z-trip corner kick, Restrepo will take for San Antonio FC into the wind.
Two hands up for Restrepo, sends this one in, took off a little bit on him, and Lang fired it well over the crossbar.
Yeah, speaking of taking off, put a lot of welly behind that one. That ball just goes flying high and handsome from Lang. Talked about how dangerous he is. Young Jamaican, just giving that one as much as he possibly could. And Rawls not called in to make a save there. And he'll clear for the Switchbacks FC. So much competition for that goalkeeper position with the Switchbacks early on, especially with that partnership that you mentioned with the Rapids.
As Saeed Robinson loses this one to Pirano, want to let you know that you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search Switchbacks FC, click follow to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on the Switchbacks next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Switchbacks FC, take it away. Out to Saeed Robinson. His pass to Ronnie Argueta, deflected. Ronnie stays with it. Now plays this one back to Chris Reeves. Andre Rawls now slips as he gets to the ball, sends it out.
Yeah, really difficult back pass for Rawls to deal with, as we're going to see a substitution here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Saeed Robinson just succumbing, I believe, to that injury. Matt Hundley going to come on now to replace Saeed Robinson. Saeed Robinson limping his way off to the behind the Z-trip corner.
So Matt Hundley has played 22 minutes this season, but what year he had at UCLA last year. Led the team in multiple offensive categories, including the ones that everyone thinks of: goals, assists, points. Had a terrific season for UCLA, signed by Colorado Rapids, and a perfect guy if you're looking for what this partnership between the Rapids and the Switchbacks is going to look like. Matt Hundley is probably the guy, the poster child, just a guy that needs reps, needs minutes, and he can get him down here in Colorado Springs.
Yeah,
Excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, he sure can. As you said, got a ton of talent coming over with that quality from Southern California. Good draft pick by the Rapids. They send him down here, get some exposure, get some minutes, get some time under his belt. It's a shame for Saeed Robinson. So dangerous with that shot that he had right toward the end of the first half. Probably the best test of Cardoni's goal so far. So it's sad to see Saeed Robinson limp off. Hopefully he'll be back in action soon for the Switchbacks as they go on a little mini road trip after this. But a great opportunity for Matt Hundley to come in, make his name, show the Rapids what he's all about.
Our Gold's Gym substitution, Hundley in for Saeed Robinson, as Ishjome plays it to Hundley right on cue. Hundley loses the ball. San Antonio tries to clear, ends up on the foot of Jordan Schweitzer. Now to Ronnie Argueta. Back to the middle of the field for Chris Reeves. Now Jordan Schweitzer over to Kofi Apari.
And no rush here. The switchback, San Antonio got a bank of 5, and behind them a bank of 4. So hard for the switchbacks to break down, nearly impossible. If they can't draw San Antonio out, so difficult to get in behind a team that's this regimented defensively. You can see exactly what San Antonio's been working on in their week off after giving up 6 goals in their first 2 games.
Argueta over to Shane Malcolm. Malcolm leaves it, shot, and that one a little bit shallow from Jordan Burt. Ends up hitting the side of the goal, and the captain couldn't quite get the home side on the board as we take a look at it again.
Yeah, good job by Ronnie Argueta splitting the defense. Shane Malcolm, perfect layoff right into the path of Jordan Burt. Burt going near post, just sees his shot whistle wide. Cardoni not forced into the save. Cardoni will restart for San Antonio FC as we approach an hour gone here at Widener Field.
Cardoni runs up, sends this one downfield. Headed by Lang. Now Switchbacks FC with it. Played up to Mike Seth. To the near side for Hunley. Now back to Ish Jome. Jome to Apari. Apari to the middle for Mike Seth. Good job by Seth controlling. Now Argueta gets it out to Hunley. Goes through Hunley's legs. Good recovery, though. And now Hunley gets it taken away. San Antonio tries to break back the other way. Pass out of the reach of Restrepo. And Reeves goes to get it.
A nice step forward from Reeves, so composed and calm. Just taking the pressure off his defensive midfielders. So Alex Milano's going to restart this one out to Hunley.
Came hard off of Hunley's foot, but able to get it. Now Jordan Schweitzer has it. To Reeves. Pari back to Schweitzer. Back over to Apari. Chris Reeves with it now. Over to Schweitzer. Now Schweitzer plays it far out wide for Shane Malcolm. Malcolm one-on-one, gets it tapped out, or at least I thought it got it tapped out as the whistle out on Shane Malcolm as we take a look at our Jack Quinn's Irish Pub fan of the game.
Yeah, I see Andy Kaufman in there, in with the Trailheads. Jack Quinn's Irish Pub fan of the game, and he'll be thrilled with that. Great support, as always, from the Trailheads. You can see their flags bustling in the breeze. A really chilly night here at Widener Field. The Trailheads, as always, out here early, tailgating before the game, supporting the Switchbacks FC. Well-deserving winners of our Jack Quinn's Irish Pub and Restaurant fan of the game.
Ronnie Argueta with it on the near side. Has some space. Now plays it back to Chris Reeves. Reeves to Seth. Now to Milano. Alex dribbles out of a double team. Now plays this one forward looking for Hunley, and it's cleared away by San Antonio. Switchbacks FC right now like a cobra, just kind of moving their head back and forth, just waiting for the right moment to strike, trying to almost lull San Antonio to sleep. But with San Antonio's struggles defensively, I don't see that happening. They're going to have to find a way to break three and put this in the back of the net here. Fans, you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Switchbacks FC, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on Switchbacks' next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Shot went in on Rawls, makes the save easily. Jordan Burt tries to clear it out. San Antonio back on it. Now Shane Malcolm giving it a go, but it's taken away by San Antonio once more. Now this one's sent to the near side of the field. Restrepo runs it down, tries to keep it in play, could not. And a goal kick coming up here. 1 hour in. No score between Switchbacks FC and San Antonio FC. Of course, we talked about at the beginning of this game, Roland, how tight this all-time series has been. 1-goal differentials. We remember the U.S. Open Cup last year where they seemingly went to 18 rounds of penalty kicks. It was insane. But these are two teams that match up very well with each other, no matter what the names on the roster are, and we're seeing another glimpse of that tonight.
Yeah, and the San Antonio FC obviously come in here, we've talked about it time and time again, with such a defensive mindset after giving up 6 goals, just 2 games. Switchbacks trying to get in there, but San Antonio doing a good job of keeping possession. It's been very difficult for the Switchbacks to break them down. They've been reduced to some long-distance strikes. Obviously, one going crashing off the crossbar of Cardone as that ball's going to try to play around the corner from Restrepo, but that's easy meat and drink for Rawls there. And for San Antonio FC, they'd look to hit the Switchbacks on the break, but just haven't been able to get in behind too much and cause that man Rawls too many problems this evening. It's been a great center-back partnership so far from Opare and Chris Reeves at the back for Colorado Springs, 2 players who have a lot to prove here in Colorado Springs, doing a really good job tonight at that center back spot.
Speaking of those two, they combined for the pass there. Opare now over to Reeves. Now to Opare. Over to Jordan Schweitzer, gets it taken away. You see Chris Reeves hesitant sometimes to get involved in the offensive end. And yes, his primary objective is to defend, but would you like to see him go forward just a little bit with that kind of space?
Yeah, you talked about it, hesitant. Those center backs just really afraid to draw that ball out of the back and step across the halfway line with possession in case they're caught out, and San Antonio can use their speed to get in behind them. But that is, when he has the opportunity, might be able to just draw that forward. We saw that a week ago, a couple of really nice runs from the center back position made by the Switchbacks FC, and that's something that could earn a lot of dividends for Colorado Springs going forward, as well as maybe some changes. We see a lot of substitutes going through their paces pretty furiously there on the far side of Widener Field, just next to the Switchbacks FC bench. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something offensive here from Steve Trichu, as we have just about half an hour, including stoppage time, left in this game. Obviously, the new signing, Cesar Romero, on the bench for Switchbacks, young striker.
Young Honduran international, signed by the Switchbacks this week. Steve Trichu very excited about having him. Thinks that he could be exactly the cure for what has ailed Switchbacks FC for really a year plus now. Last year had all sorts of trouble trying to score goals. This year, game 1, so far so good, but then a shutout last week against Sacramento. So he's hoping that Romero can generate that kind of offense, and we'll see if he makes his club debut here tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see him get a tap on the shoulder to come into this game. So much quality. It's evident with his resume, and really young, raw striker, as well as that ball's played right across the back. Ishjom doing a nice job to flick that one on, and unfortunate not to find Hundley.
Throwing here on the near side by San Antonio will be Kai Green. Green very active in the first half, not as much here in the second half.
Nice job by Ronnie Argueta, good upper body strength to win that header, and he'll get the ball back. Now, recycle possession out to Hundley.
Yep, Hundley with it, trying to work on Green, and now goes down. This one is off of Hundley and out for a goal kick. Before that, I'll let you know who's up, who's down, where does your club sit. Find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. Switchbacks FC, after their performance against LA Galaxy 2 week 1, sat right at the top of those power rankings. A win tonight would certainly get them in that conversation again.
Yeah, it absolutely would. Desperate for a goal here. This is what you get when you give someone like me, who gets a little bit overexcited about things, the opportunity to write so long and talk about how goals are guaranteed in a game. You get a 0-0 draw through 65 minutes. Jordan Burt, captain for the Switchbacks.
Golapalooza, was that the words that we used?
I thought about trying to get it in, but it was a little bit difficult. Burt going to go back to Rawls.
And coming into this match, you just thought with San Antonio's ability to score, their inability to keep their opponents from scoring, you would think it was a perfect night for that. So look, if I was writing it up, I would have used the word Goalapalooza.
And we've almost got the counter of that, because as you said, we looked at those stats. You saw the goals that San Antonio have scored and also the ones that they've let in, but they've kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit by dropping, as you can see right here at home, a bank of 5, but the bank of 4 behind the ball. So difficult for the Switchbacks to break forward and break them down, but at the same time, it makes San Antonio very difficult for them to get forward and get in behind the Switchbacks as well. So in really focusing on that defense and having those 10 players always behind the ball in very regimented ranks, it's made it very difficult for San Antonio to get anything offensive of their own, and that's really played into this 0-0 draw so far. Both teams finding it difficult to break the other team down. Switchbacks FC trying to hit San Antonio, trying to draw them out, trying to almost tease them out of their own shape and then get in behind them, but San Antonio have been very disciplined so far. You can see that maybe they think that a 0-0 draw might be a good result for them after what's happened in the first couple weeks.
To be fair to my broadcast partner, all he said was further scoring should be in store. Not quite Goalapalooza.
Fair enough.
But certainly hang on to that for another week's preview.
I'll definitely trademark it, cite you with it. A little scrappy on the far side of the field. San Antonio popping out with the ball. Good close by Ronnie Argueta, forcing San Antonio FC back, and they'll just play that out with the injured player right in front of their bench.
So out of play here. Crossing over into the 67th minute.
Get a good look at Ronnie Argueta, former member of Fresno FC, now back with the Switchbacks. Pointing at the calf there. It's the injured San Antonio player.
And meanwhile, the Switchbacks are going to make a substitution.
Yeah, Ibrahim Yarrow is going to come into this game, replacing Alex Milano. Maybe Milano picked something up. He looked really dangerous in the first half. Yarrow is going to come in. That'll just change the shape a little bit for the Switchbacks FC. We saw Yarrow last week here at Widener Field. Real live wire, really excitable player. We see Jordan Schweitzer just talking about the width there with Ish Jome, trying to get the Switchback spaced out.
And certainly when Jome is probably the candidate, because you look at it as a fan at home and you say, well, that's defender for midfielder, for playmaking midfielder nonetheless. But Jome with the ability to play both ways. Even Jordan Burt, you could move up either of the wingbacks.
Yep.
You could move into more of a midfield playmaking role as Shane Malcolm sends that forward. So,
and we saw that last week with Ish Jome coming much further forward down the left-hand side, becoming a left winger, really supporting the attack. He's a real dangerous player. He's had a good game again this evening. And here he is on the ball. And Yarrow is going to go into that right back spot, and that'll push Jordan Burt into the center of the midfield, trying to support Mike Seth, who's been a little bit isolated at times this evening for the Switchbacks FC.
Yeah, if there's one guy San Antonio knew how to game plan for, it was Mike Seth. And Seth hasn't been able to get a good look at a goal against his former team, but his former team trying to generate a chance here. Barbie was trying to play it out wide to Lang, and that was a little bit out too wide, and the Switchbacks will take over with it.
Yeah, it's good to see Jordan Burt. We talked about his versatility, so dangerous. Now he's just playing as part of a diamond in that midfield in behind Mike Seth. Gonna see if he can get forward as much as he can. Let Jordan Schweitzer do the cleaning up and the defensive duties in behind him and push Jordan Burt forward, trying to see if he can create. Obviously, he scored that goal in Carson, California.
This one sent downfield by Rawls, headed by Schweitzer. Now Hunley battling, and it will be sent back to Cardoni. Now Cardoni sends it downfield. Argueta to Burt. Now out wide to Argueta one more time.
Nice play from Ronnie Argueta.
Looks to take it down the near sideline. Collision there, whistle. Ronnie knew exactly where he was on the field. Said, all right, let's play a little bumper cars here. And the referee already has the yellow in his hand, and there he is, presenting it to Kai Green. So Green picks up the yellow card, and now the Switchbacks are going to have a free kick. So the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card going to Kai Green. That will be his third already this season.
Yeah, that's not
so
that's
three games, 3 yellow cards.
Yeah, not a good stat chart to be up at the top of so far. Hunley and Jome over this one for the Switchbacks. It's a great play from Ronnie Argueta. So composed there, just popping out of central midfield, running that ball down the line. As you said, feeling that contact, drawing the foul, drawing the yellow card as well. This perhaps favors the right footer of Hunley.
I was just going to say, it sure looks like Ish Jones the one that's going to take this, but you would think right footer, but we'll see how this goes down on this free kick, and it will be Jome going far post, header missed. San Antonio kicks it out of the box, and they'll roll it out to the near side. Good job there by Jordan Schweitzer. Gets in there for the tackle. That was a nice play by Schweitzer. Unfortunately, though, Switchbacks unable to capitalize on their free kick.
Yeah, it was a great play from Jordan Schweitzer coming across and closing. That's exactly what he's going to be needed to do with Jordan Burt pushed further forward now for the Switchbacks FC in this second half. Schweitzer, good tackle, and he won the ball back. That ball's going to be played out to the far side of the field for the newest member of the Switchbacks FC on the field, Ibrahim Yarrow.
Yarrow with it right now.
Good strength.
Yarrow pushing this one up the field, gives it off to Jordan Burt. Burt, quick touch to Hunley with the left foot, and that one takes off on him just a bit. And San Antonio's back line is incensed on how their friends further up the field could allow a ball in such as that. And Hunley had a beautiful opportunity there, just could not quite wrangle it in.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, the Switchbacks been able to find space just in front of that San Antonio FC back four. Get that ball out to Hunley, just leaning back a little bit, unable to keep his shot down. And on this man, Cardone's net. Cardone's going to play it out. Switchbacks getting a little bit closer. Shane Malcolm winning that ball for the Switchbacks. And now Ronnie Argueta calms things down in the middle over to Jordan Schweitzer.
Opari gets it up to Jordan Schweitzer, gives it right back to Opari. Out wide for Yarrow. Ibrahim Yarrow. Giving it back to Opari. Now Ronnie Argueta. Again, the Switchbacks playing on the far side of the field. Now they'll send it this way. Chris Reeves with it. Over to Opari once more. Argueta. Yarrow tries to give it right back to Argueta. And the ball still in play. Now knocked out by San Antonio. And now a San Antonio player is down on the field.
Yeah, Jordan Burt, the captain, coming across to question that one. Just in front of the fourth official, yeah. Man we highlighted in the open. Lance Lang. Been kept very quiet by the Switchbacks FC so far tonight. Good high press there from Mike Seth. His teammates just aren't able to help him out.
Now this one shipped forward by San Antonio. Barnby on the other end of it. His shot was blocked. Now he's going to kick it out wide to Lang. Winds up, fires it far post. Restrepo trying to run it down before it goes out. And does. Nice work there by Restrepo. Plays this one back to Green. And now taken away by Argueta. Couldn't get around Green though, and now he'll fire. That one nowhere close. Goal kick coming up. My, how time flies. Already approaching the 75th minute in this match. Both teams with substitutions left to use. The Switchbacks get one more. They've brought in Yarrow and Hunley. San Antonio had to burn one of theirs like 17 minutes into this game, and they still haven't used their second one yet. Now ball played through. Lang on the other end of it. Lang sends this one in, tipped away by Rawls. Switchbacks FC able to gain possession. Now Jordan Burt with it.
It's a great opportunity for San Antonio FC. They'll be kicking themselves there. The Switchbacks really caught out. San Antonio FC were able to get in behind, but obviously unable to score. Ronnie Argueta going to ping that one out to Ibrahim Yarrow. Game getting very stretched now. So we're into the last 15 minutes and change at Widener Field.
You would think with San Antonio missing Forbes, couldn't get a home victory and 2 chances to open up the season, you would think a road draw would be a good result for them, but it sure seems like San Antonio here starting to open it up a little bit. Maybe they want to try and steal a road victory here, and what a victory will be for San Antonio.
Big collision there. Nice step forward from Shane Malcolm to go into that 50-50. Jordan Schweitzer is going to pick up the pieces in front of the Switchbacks bench. And back over to the Guam International. Shane Malcolm, he's got speed to burn.
Now Malcolm gets held up a little bit in the corner, taken away by San Antonio. They'll play it up the field. Pekka with it. Swings it out wide. Now Guzman comes up to get it at the midfield stripe.
Surprised just how quiet Pekka's been this evening. Defensive midfielder for San Antonio FC. He can really boss things when he's on his game. Former youth player at Flamengo, one of the clubs in Brazil and Rio native, just hasn't really found his boots here tonight. San Antonio gets space on the far side of the field. Ball fired across, and that deflection taking it up and over and away from Restrepo.
Good job there by Ishjome. Throw-in coming here from Restrepo. Gets it into Green. Green gets tied up with Hunley just a bit. Now Green gets it out towards midfield. Akon over the far side for Hernandez. Barnby holding out far sideline. Back to Hernandez. Back to Barnby. Now he'll try to turn it upfield on Yarrow. Now quick touch, laying back to Barnby. He'll send it in the box. Guzman on top of it. Guzman trying to fight off Chris Reeves. Gets it out to Barnby, who will surely whip this one in. Maybe not. Dribbles it in himself. Loses it. Jordan Burt picks it up. And Burt will play this one up to Mike Seth. Seth gets pushed down, no whistle. San Antonio back on it. Akon. Now swung to the near side, and hauling it in was Restrepo with Ishjome on him. Now Ronnie Argueta comes to help. Ronnie pokes it away. Ishjome with it.
Nice job
Plays
by Ronnie.
It over to Chris Reeves.
Nice job by Ronnie Argueta just helping out Ishjome. Argueta's finding a lot of space on the left-hand side, as you can see here. That ball just taken away from him at the last moment by Akon, or excuse me, by Pirano.
Now ball on the far side of the field for Hernandez. Gives it to Barnby. Back to Hernandez. San Antonio really working the far side of the field. They flip it up in the air. Jordan Schweitzer, good defending there. Ball goes out. He'll give that one to Yarrow to throw in. Couple of players on the San Antonio side getting furiously warmed up. I see less activity on the Switchback side, but that doesn't mean that we won't see a substitution before the night is done. Maybe Steve Tritchie wanting to kind of see how the next 5 or 6 minutes play out and whether he should bring in somebody and whether that person needs to help generate a goal. Now Shane Malcolm. Back to Jordan Schweitzer. Out wide to Yarrow. Yarrow whips this one in, headed by Burt! Just over the fans here at Widener Field. Thought that one went into the back of the net. Yeah, if only.
Terribly close from Jordan Burt. Such a smart idea just to flick that ball blinded toward the corner of the goal, trying to loop it up and over Cardoni. No chance Cardoni was getting that one if it had just dropped a little bit sooner onto frame, but in the end just whistling over that postage stamp finish. Unlucky there. Jordan Burt finding himself in a great position, stepping further forward from that central midfield spot he's been moved into by head coach Steve Tritchie in this second half.
Now Jordan Schweitzer sends it back the other way. Both Hunley and Seth after it. Matt Hunley has a beat on it. He'll corral it. Now Hunley dribbling it through traffic, gives it to Argueta. Now to Jordan Burt, over to Shane Malcolm. He'll fire, knocked down by Cardoni.
You know, so difficult from Shane Malcolm from that kind of angle and that little backlift to generate a lot of power behind that strike, but he certainly did that. Cardone, bit of a bobble at the first chance, but was able to collect it. No switchbacks on hand to cause any problems, but a good strike from Shane Malcolm right down Cardone's mouth of his goal. Jordan Burke going to be whistled for the foul there, unlucky on the switchbacks captain.
And that would have really turned into something potentially for Switchbacks FC if they would have let the play go. And perhaps that was part of the reason why the whistle was blown. And now here we go with the final substitution of the evening for Switchbacks FC. Mike Seth will come out, and coming in is the new boy, Cesar Romero, coming in to make his Switchbacks FC debut.
Yeah, native of the most difficult capital city in the world to pronounce, Tegucigalpa in Honduras. Fantastic young player, Honduran under-20 international. Got a lot of speed, got a lot of quality. Good friends already with Ronnie Argueta and the Switchbacks FC. He's had a good half week of training. Steve Tritchie was so glad to get him in here, finally into Colorado Springs, get him training with the Switchbacks, and he's going to get a chance. It was unfortunate for Mike Seth. He had to plow a very lone furrow this evening. Was very isolated at times for the Switchbacks, but now Cesar Romero on to try to get a winner for the Switchbacks.
This one deflects out. It'll be a San Antonio throw-in of Romero. Again, our Gold's Gym substitution. Romero for Seth here in the 82nd minute. Of Romero, Steve Tritchie said, quote, "He's got speed and a nose for goal, and I know he can help us going forward. He's the kind of player we've been trying to get on the team and help build around." So that is certainly high praise coming from the only head coach the Switchbacks have ever known, and that is Steve Tritchie.
Yeah, long career with FC Motagua. That's who they have him on for.
Played out, so a corner kick coming up.
Yeah, 16-time champions down in Honduras. Cesar Romero, ton of quality. As you said, speed to burn. As Steve Tritchie said, speed to burn. He knows how to get in behind. We'll see if he can help the Switchbacks here. It's great to give him his debut early on in his Switchbacks career. This win going straight into the corner kick. Restrepo at the Z-trip corner kick.
Both of his arms up. Now he swings it in. This one takes off on him again. Headed back, though. Terrific job there. But it still winds up in the hands of Rawls.
Yeah, good early call from Rawls. Nice jump, met the ball at its highest point. Easy catch in the end. It's a good corner kick in, considering that wind that was howling down there at that Z-trip corner here at Widener Field. Switchbacks see if they can involve Cesar Romero. As you said, the final substitution for the Switchbacks this evening. Jordan Schweitzer.
He's already raising his hand, and he'll get the ball sent his way, just knocked away. Now Romero looked at Schweitzer and held up his hand. He wanted it. He wants to make an impact right away here. Ronnie Argueta has it. Argueta pushing it forward. Gives it off to Romero. Now to Ish Jome. Jome sidesteps the defender over to Hunley. Hunley gets around a defender, gets it off to Jome. Now Jome sends this one in out front and just deflected into the waiting arms of Matt Cardone. Great defensive play. Good sequence by the Switchbacks, but just a better defensive effort by San Antonio to keep us goalless.
Yeah, really good sequence by the Switchbacks, started by Ronnie Argueta driving forward from that central midfield position. He's found some space out on the left in this second half as Ronnie Argueta, but there, back to his roots, back to the center, just bringing the Switchbacks forward as he's got the ball again now. So keen, looking for that run of Hunley now down the left wing, and he's going to find him.
Yeah, Hunley tracking it down. Hunley gives it off to Romero, and just, again, San Antonio getting in there to knock it away.
Yeah, a bit of a heavy touch initially from Romero. That ball was fired in at him at some pace from Hunley. It's a nice ball to find Hunley. Really smart run from Hunley down the left wing for the Switchbacks, but the Switchbacks really turning on the pressure. They're getting closer to finding what could be an all-important goal here at Widener Field.
And San Antonio can look at the clock all they want. There's still plenty of time left in this game. They're going to have to defend here. They have well for 85 minutes. See if the Switchbacks can potentially break him down. Romero, he'll strike, he'll score! Whoa! A debut goal for Cesar Romero! And the Switchbacks have taken a 1-0 lead.
And there's the quality that Romero brings. Dare I say it, winner, winner, Honduran chicken dinner. Cesar Romero, what a strike that was off the right foot. 1-0. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Look at this for quality. Look at this for class. No backlift at all. Nothing that Cardoni could do. Pick that one out of the side of the net. 1-0 Switchbacks FC. They lead through the debutant Cesar Romero.
My goodness, could you have a better debut? 4 minutes into his debut, he comes in and he scores. Look at the coaching staff. Man, oh man, has this young man given the Switchbacks just a great lift here as the young man gets his first goal as a member of the Switchbacks. And now, something that the Switchbacks are very comfortable doing, that's defending. And they got to do it for about 4 more minutes. San Antonio's going to come at them with everything they got. They still have a substitution that they can use here in the late part of this game. Now Restrepo down the near side. Restrepo working on Jome, and now he loses it out as we take a look at our critical moment of the game. Now I'll give you 3 guesses, and all 3 have to be Cesar Romero.
Yeah, our Penrose St. Francis critical moment of the game. What a finish by the debutant. Shane Malcolm goes across to try to tackle him. Fantastic finish. You saw him celebrating with the coaching staff, getting a huge hug from head coach Steve Tritchu, assistant coach Woldy Harris on the far side of the field after what was a stunning strike fit to win any game if that's the way it turns out to be. What a great finish from Cesar Romero to put the Switchbacks up 1-0. They've had a lot of strikes on goal at the Switchbacks, and finally, late in the second half, that one flies into the side netting. Just a terrific piece of skill from Cesar Romero.
Now this one out of play on the near side. Restrepo going to throw it in. Chris Reeves lets that one go out. So now San Antonio, a little disjointed going forward here. Cesar Romero has everyone shook here at Widener Field tonight. Now Andre Rawls will survey all that is in front of him.
Got to get the Trailheads a Honduran flag ASAP here at Widener Field to add to their collection behind the goal to honor Cesar Romero. What a finish that was. Just tremendous. Switchbacks have to stay keyed on, as you said. Ronnie Argueta dropping back now to help that defensive line. Ish Jome going to come across his left back position, just put that ball high and handsome.
Now a whistle coming in as they'll make Kai Green go a little bit further down the line to throw it in. Finds Josh Yarrow. Certainly this has not been the issue for San Antonio, scoring goals. So Switchbacks FC, they've got to make sure that their defending is superb here in the latter moments, and now they'll have to defend a corner kick. Phil Long corner kick, and it's going to be Barmby to take this one. Barmby sends it in, headed away. I think that was Opari who got his head on it, and now Switchbacks FC going to dribble this one out and push up the field. Cesar Romero again with the ball. Romero overruns it, has the second San Antonio player close on him, and now he goes down. They'll let the play go. Ball goes out off of San Antonio, and now Romero is down.
Yeah, I think he won the free kick there right in front of the assistant referee, perhaps. I think he did. That's what the referee's signaling. Great play from Cesar Romero just to drag that ball out of his own half, take San Antonio with him, really lift that pressure off his defense, run down a couple seconds off that clock as we take ever closer to the tick-tock shop stoppage time here at Widener Field.
You take a look at Romero. Picked up on a Tuesday, finally signed on a Tuesday, and on Saturday night, giving the Switchbacks a huge goal. And now we're just hearing from the TikTok shop stoppage time will be 3 minutes. As now thought Green was going to dribble up the field with the second ball.
Make it more interesting.
Bold move, Cotton. Now San Antonio with it in the middle of the field. Hernandez with it. Gets a bit tripped up, and now
Shane Malcolm's going to pick up the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card there, trying to slow down that attack. Here's the young Guam international picking up the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card.
Third yellow card of the match for Switchbacks FC. You add that to Kai Green's. There are 4 yellows in this match. Ronnie Argueta, Jordan Schweitzer picking up the other 2 for Switchbacks FC. Now the ball sent in by San Antonio, headed to the far post and then headed away by Jordan Burt. Restrepo gives this one off. Again, chipped in by Lang, and this one over everyone's head. So the Hanson Hot Springs yellow card issued to Shane Malcolm. Now, midway through the TikTok shop stoppage time, Switchbacks FC trying to hang on, move to 2-1 on the year. Of course, they'll be away from Widener Field the next 2 weeks. Phoenix and Orange County, the next 2 opponents for Switchbacks FC. Ronnie Argueta with it on the near side, gives it off to Matt Hunley. Hunley will be going to familiar territory in a couple weeks when he plays in Orange County. Of course, going to UCLA. As a whistle will once again go against Switchbacks FC.
Getting awfully close to Last Chance Saloon here for San Antonio. They're pushing everybody forward now. You can see just furiously waving players forward there. This ball's going to go into the box. No question about it.
Jack Barmby going in, headed back by San Antonio. Now headed by Yarrow. Cleared out by Switchbacks FC. Hunley waiting for the ball. Can't quite get on it. Now Barmby comes up to take it away. Over to Lang on the far side. Lang sends it in with the left foot. Knocked down by Switchbacks FC. They try to clear. Lang running after it. Able to get it. Now to Barmby again. Barmby sidesteps the defender. Gives this one off. Now chip forward. And this one out of the reach of its intended target, Restrepo. And now Andre Rawls will have a goal kick. The first ball thrown at him accidentally, I'm sure, bounced off his knee, and he'll go and corral another one.
Yeah, just hearing rumors of a Honduran flag already on the way to Widener Field to join the Trailheads. Rawls going to play this one up. Shouldn't be much time left at all here, and that's it. 1-0 victory for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
And what a debut for Cesar Romero. Learn that name, love that name if you're a Switchbacks fan. He comes in 4 minutes into his debut, gets the Switchbacks a well-deserved 1-0 victory. Of course, Romero also our Better Business Bureau man of the match. And the Switchbacks send the fans home happy tonight after a disappointing home opener. Home game number 2 yields a much better result. When we come back, we'll tell you how it all went down here at Widener Field. The Switchbacks defeat San Antonio 1-0.
As a historic storm moved across Colorado, we didn't waste your time telling you that we were in storm mode or under a breaking weather alert. Instead of flash and gimmicks, we focused on important impacts to life in southern Colorado, such as the timing of the storm, who will see the rain, who will see the snow, and where travel will be dangerous. If you want a level-headed approach that lets you and your loved ones be prepared in a way that respects your time and intelligence, the Fox 21 Storm Team's got you covered.
Macy, what is it?
Charity killed our mother. This can't be.
What if Charity's been lying to us this whole time?
Macy, where are you? You killed my mother.
Don't be afraid.
Charmed. Watch Sunday at 8 on SoCo CW.
911, what's your emergency?
We have multiple structure fires. Please send everything you have.
My son's upstairs. Do you know which room?
Monday at 8 on Fox 21.
Welcome back to Widener Field. An exciting end to this match here tonight. A late Cesar Romero goal in his debut, no less, gives Switchbacks FC the 1-0 victory. Ryan Kaufman back alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, it's the third match in the season. You try not to, Jordan Burr even told you this week, you try not to worry too much about what happens early going, but I can't imagine that this match doesn't stir up some feelings with this team, maybe spark them on an early season run.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping a clean sheet was key with Switchbacks here tonight. They were so compact, so good defensively, really limited San Antonio going forward. San Antonio was so difficult to break down. The Switchbacks were reduced to some long strikes. They had a great one in the first half by Saeed Robinson crashing into the crossbar, and then Cesar Romero, a strike fit to win any match in any league in any place in the entire world, wins this game for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. You got to say it's what they deserved after their defensive performance and how hard they pushed going forward trying to get the winning goal.
Yeah, and that's the other side of it. Everyone's going to remember Romero's goal, and for good reason, but the defensive effort tonight, that's going to beat a lot of teams in the USL Championship as we take a look tonight at the goal in all its glory. Cesar Romero from one angle and another, and soon to be another and another. Look, Matthew Cardoni played terrific all night long, and it took that kind of a strike in order to beat him. But what a debut for Cesar Romero, and Switchbacks fans are going to be excited to see that young man here at Widener Field. They will have to wait a couple of weeks, though. It's off to Phoenix and then Orange County for the Switchbacks before they come back home, but it'll be well worth the wait. Well, for our outstanding crew and my broadcast partner, Roland Vargas, I'm Ryan Kaufman. Wish you a great rest of your night. The Switchbacks win it on the leg of Cesar Romero, 1-0 over San Antonio, and we will talk to you again very, very soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.